Hello y'all, welcome back to today's video. In today's video, we're doing an election prediction for 2024. Not 2020, but 2024. Between Vice President Mike Pence. Again, this would be if Donald Trump did win re-election in 2020, which is unpredictable as of now in 2018. But this election is going to be Vice President Mike Pence going against potentially, we don't know, potentially a senator from California, Kamala Harris. And this race could be altered definitely in either direction, depending on Trump's second term again. Most vice presidents' performance in the election are based out on what their boss did in their last term. Again, as you saw in 2000, Bill Clinton wasn't doing the best with the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Al Gore ended up losing that election in the Electoral College again. Of course, he did win in the Electoral College, but that's what matters. So, and again, if you go back, Eisenhower, he wasn't doing it as good as some people wanted him to, and as we saw, Richard Nixon ended up losing. So, but this will be our starting map. Actually, I'm gonna add Virginia to that column. 198 for Kamala Harris to 165 for Mike Pence. In the state of Iowa, I don't believe Kamala Harris will put such a big challenge, as Mike Pence has a big appeal there, along with Ohio and Georgia, because, Georgia, we'll leave that for now, but Ohio, the president has a huge appeal in that state. He carried that state by about 9 points, and I expect him to carry unless he runs against someone like Joe Biden and potentially Kamala Harris, but I don't believe that. Will carry the state, and so that puts him at 188. State of North Carolina, I think that'll stay Republican. That hasn't voted Democratic since Barack Obama, slimly by about 24,000 votes, and so he's at 204 electoral votes. Despite Kamala Harris being an African American, she will bring out the vote. Make this a very competitive race, about 2 or 3 points, but I think Mike Pence will keep the state. I think she'll keep the state of Wisconsin because they have a pretty good progressive base. They have a pretty big Latino base, and I think she'll get the vote out in urban areas, which will also carry into Minnesota. I think she'll carry the state of Minnesota as well because, again, Mike Pence doesn't have the best appeal there. In the South he does, but not in where the toss-up counties are. Or they give Nevada to Kamala Harris because, again, California is your neighboring state. They usually vote. Nevada hasn't voted Republican since 2004, and so again that puts her at 223. I think Colorado, which now has 10 electoral votes, will also go to Kamala Harris because I believe she'll do pretty well in getting the Denver suburbs, which usually decide the election. Potentially Colorado Springs, El Paso could turn into a competitive county again. They've had more Democratic enthusiasm in that county. And so now we have, you can count them, 6 states remaining. And so we have Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Florida, New Hampshire, and Maine. In my opinion, I actually don't believe Mike Pence can do well in New Hampshire. Again, the president did not carry this in 2016. 2020, of course, we don't know. And so Kamala Harris will, in my opinion, will carry that state, along with the state of Maine. I believe potentially that Mike Pence could carry their second electoral vote. But in this scenario, we're going to give all 4 electoral votes to Kamala Harris. In my opinion, I think Arizona will stay with the Republicans. I don't think in 2024, in this scenario, it would go blue because I don't believe Kamala Harris will. In the first place, I don't believe most Democrats will pay attention to the state or focus on this state because, again, this state isn't that Democratic leaning. Again, trends more to the Republicans. It isn't trending Republicans, it's actually trending Democratic, but I don't believe it'll be blue in this scenario in this year. I'm actually going to give the state of Pennsylvania to Mike Pence because I personally believe that he can do pretty well in the center part of the state and in the Philly suburbs, where more white evangelicals are. Again, the president also has a very good appeal in this state. Again, he lost Pittsburgh County, Allegheny County by about 7 points, which is actually pretty good for a Republican. He did extraordinarily well in the Philly suburbs, which in the Republican can do very well in there. They can easily carry the state. Again, no Republican carried that state before Donald Trump since 1988 in George H.W. Bush. In my opinion, I think Michigan is going to go blue. I think in this scenario it would actually hold. I think Donald Trump would have lost the state in 2020. So it leads it down to the state of Florida. And being flat out honest, I think Kamala Harris carries that by a very slim margin. Potentially by about 15,000 votes. Many court challenges are probably to come. Because I don't believe Mike Pence can do very well in this state in particular. Again, in the I-4 corridor, in Orlando, Tampa Bay, Tallahassee areas. The Panhandle, I think he's going to have some issues in there because I don't believe he'll get out the vote there. He will actually get out the vote with the Tea Party, the white evangelical vote, which is majority in the Panhandle, but I don't believe that there will be a huge voter enthusiasm on the Republican side. But you can actually in my opinion, you can see Mike Pence carrying the state very easily, which again this would give him the election. But again, Trump's second term can easily decide this and turn this both ways. And so for both reasons, we should go to both both Kamala Harris or Mike Pence. But this will be my final prediction for now. 287 for Kamala Harris and 251 for Mike Pence. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, comment down any suggestions, and go check out yesterday's video, which was an update on the gubernatorial elections between as of yesterday, May 2nd, or depending if you're barely gonna watch it right now, May 3rd, 2018. Yeah, once again, hope you did enjoy this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.